it's Maggie, Just Enough Eyes. Today I'm going to do an exciting dupe video. I tried my best to find the closest dupes at Inglot, Canada to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Now hopefully you guys have all been watching the reviews, and honestly it has not been looking good. The fallout, the pigmentation not really sticking, how it can oxidize and change colors, how the formula is completely different from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I did actually do a dupe video for that palette as well, and I had a much easier time doing that palette than the Subculture palette, so I'll definitely link that video down below. So I personally did not purchase this palette. My friend did, and it cost her around $62 with shipping and Canadian prices, which is definitely higher than what it is in the States. So she purchased it, she brought it in, which is amazing, and I took 2 to 3 hours to find dupes at the Inglot store. I tried to find the closest to this palette. Now it was hard. First of all, there were a few shades that really don't exist in Inglot, which is great. It means that Anastasia came up with a palette with fresh colors, new ideas, a really cool color concept. But there were a lot that I could dupe. Some of them I found exact dupes in a matte formula. A few of them are more of a satin finish or more with a bit of a glitter to them, so they are slightly different. But when you swatch them, even the ones that have a little bit of a sparkle, they did show up pretty matte and pretty true to color. Now another issue I was experiencing with this palette, and I've never had this before with any swatches, is that as it would sit on my skin, first of all, some shades would oxidize, they would get darker or like patchier. It was really hard to make them look even. But the weirdest thing is that I started to see like some raindrops on my skin, some dots of moisture. So if you guys have used a harsh clay mask, some will actually pull the oil out of your pores and you'll see like little dots where the oil is. That's exactly what was happening to my swatches. There was a few spots on the Inglot side, like maybe 2 spots, but on the Anastasia side it looked like a Dalmatian. It's like 20 dots per swatch. It got pretty crazy. And I made sure I washed off the swatches 3 separate times. I used alcohol to really dry and dehydrate and deep clean my arm. I really tried everything. I definitely didn't spray it with any setting spray or anything. Like, it was just the swatches on my bare skin. So this was like such a weird phenomenon. So going through the colors, Adorn is my favorite color in the palette in consistency. It's a beautiful bronze, kind of brown, and 405 was an amazing dupe for that. And I just found that the pigmentation was great and really smooth and easy to pick up on that one. Keep in mind, I haven't done a tutorial, I haven't tried this palette on my eyes or anything, so I've just tried it with the swatches. So in the swatches, I thought Adorn was really good. Next for Roxy, it's kind of a peachy color, and the closest color I could find is 123 from the Rainbow collection at Inglot, so that's 3 colors in one, and I found that if I mixed the lighter 2 shades together, I got a really great dupe for Roxy. Next is New Wave, which is a nice orange. This I duped with the 287, which is a nice orange eyeshadow from the new Miss Butterfly collection, and I found that was a really good dupe for that one. Next is the shade Dawn, and I used the shade 368 to dupe that one. Next is Destiny, so this one's a nice moss green. This one was kind of tough, and the other kind of green color I couldn't find a match for, but this one, 121, is also a rainbow shadow, and I found that the 2 darker shades mixed together created that color. Moving on to Axis, which is that beautiful dark teal, and the exact dupe I found is 340. The exact same formula, finish, pigmentation, really a beautiful shade. Next is Rowdy, and I found that 308 is really close. I would say it might have a little bit more purple to it, just a tiny bit, but they're very close to each other. Okay, the bottom 3 swatches, definitely the bottom 2, they were hard to match, and I kept struggling with them oxidizing. I would find a color that would match and then it would shift colors and they didn't really match, but I'll mention them anyways if you're looking for something in the same color family. So All Star is that really nice mauve color. I found that $2.97 from the What a Spice collection, that deep plum, is quite close to it, but is definitely more plum, more colorful, a little brighter, which I definitely really like. Next is the shade Fudge, and I found a really close match is $3.04, also from the What a Spice collection. And then Mercury, I was really struggling with. I ended up going with $3.27, which looked exactly like it in the pan, but as I applied it, it turned to a deeper gray. So just depends if you want to find a lighter gray or a darker gray. There's definitely tons available at Inglot. Okay, so moving on to the two duochrome shades. Now these I found very close color and finish to the palette, but it was such a struggle to build up these two shades from Anastasia. I went in 4 or 5 times to try to get some pigmentation, to try to get it to stick and show up on the skin. So for the shade Electric, the pigment 122 is very similar, but you can see in the picture that the Anastasia, it's like a whisper, whereas the Inglot is like a scream. Like, these are very intense, very rich pigments. They're amazing. I love them. I would definitely recommend them. And that's kind of what I wanted to see from the Anastasia. Something that's supposed to be duochrome and really intense. You would expect it to really show up well on the skin. So especially with the shade Electric, with that kind of name, I would expect something very rich, very pigmented, very fun and bold, and that shade really did not deliver. As for Cube, what a beautiful pink color, but once again I struggled to pick it up, I struggled to see it, and I found that the shade 111 in the pigments is so similar, so nice, but once again 10 times more than the Anastasia. These are absolutely beautiful pigments. I would definitely recommend checking those out. So those are all of the dupes or similar colors to the Subculture palette, and of course I always find that the pigmentation is amazing, the blendability is amazing, the application is great, and to be able to pick what colors you want, you can choose whatever size container you like. You could build like a 20 palette picking out some of these shades, you can create a 10, a 4, a 5, so you can pick whatever colors stand out to you the most and create your own palette. These eyeshadows also last much longer than 6 months, and you get 2 to 3 grams depending on the finish. So these are large eyeshadows. They do retail for $12 each, and then you purchase whatever container you like. But I would definitely recommend Inglot shadows. If you haven't tried them before, you definitely should. That is my dupe video. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to check out my Modern Renaissance dupe video down below. I also have a discount code for Inglot Canada. If you purchase online, you can get 10% off by using my code JustEnoughEyes. This will also give me a portion of the sale to help reinvest in my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.